Hello and welcome to another video. My name is Dan and I hope you're here to have a great time. So how's everything going? Such a long time. I hope you're fine. I disappeared for like a month. Again. And the excuse is was more that I just didn't know what to make videos about, but I promised this month will be different. I already have like 2 videos planned. I can't promise that there will be a video next week, but it probably won't be a month. Hmm? But that's been enough chatting. Let's get into the video. Are you part of the LGBTQ+ community? Do you like learning about queer history? Do you get just a tiny little bit frustrated that despite it being important, everyone just needs to talk about the USA's LGBTQ+ history? Well, boy, do I have the solution for you. With my new series called A Proud World, a series of videos where I will be talking about different parts of LGBTQ+ history all around the world. Subscribe now to learn all about it. So yeah, the reason why I'm making these videos is because even though I know that things like Stonewall were of great importance for LGBTQ plus rights in all around the world, and it's important to learn about it, it always bothered me a little bit how most people only tend to focus on the US and sometimes some European countries when talking about LGBTQ plus history and people, I'm not blaming anyone. I know that most mentioned things are in English, and the US basically occupies most of the internet and pop culture. So it's logical that people only talk about that because, yeah, it's logic. Yeah. But also, like in Spanish, I couldn't find videos talking about the queer history of Latin America. And yes, I do know the irony of saying that there are no videos of this in Spanish and then proceed to make the video in English. But this is my channel, do what I want, shut up. And given that last Saturday we celebrated Pride here in Argentina, I thought, what a better way to start, right? So yeah, today I'm going to be talking about the history of Pride marches here in Argentina and why do we celebrate in November instead of June. For those who know me, I'm Daniel, I'm Argentinian. I personally identify as bisexual and I gender transmasculine, I use he, they pronouns. I'm really excited to talk about this. I only find out, like, I didn't really know before this when Pride was already here. I thought it was in June, like in the rest of the world. But no, this year I found out that it's in November actually. And in part it's because I just wasn't really out to anyone before, so like I wasn't really out and that involved in the LGBT community. So I just wasn't that into that. So it makes sense, I know. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin. The first Pride March here was celebrated in July 2nd of 1992 and was led by the organization Gays por los Derechos Civiles, or Gays for Civil Rights in English, in contact with the participation of other organizations such as the Argentina Society of Gay Lesbian Integration and Transsexuals for the Right to Live. Gays por los Derechos Civiles was an organization created in 1991 by Carlos Jauregui, who was a very important LGBTQ plus activist in Argentina in the 90s and 80s, until he died in 1996 for AIDS. I couldn't find specifically what he died from, it just said AIDS, so that's why I don't give specifics. The date of July 2nd was chosen because it was the first day of after June 20th that we all know is Pride. And the motto of this first march was freedom, equality, and diversity. The march was attended by no more than 250 people, and most of them wore masks since they were afraid that they would lose their jobs or out themselves. Now, you may be wondering, but didn't you just say that the first march was in July? At the beginning of the video, you said that the march this year was in November. Well, there's a reason because of that. In 1997, it was decided to change the day to November 1st in order to commemorate the creation of the group Nuestro Mundo, and it has been celebrated the first Saturday of November ever since. Nuestro Mundo was a group in defense of LGBTQ rights created in 1967, and is considered to be the first of its kind, not only in Argentina, but in all of Latin America. Also, this was not listed as the reason, but, Argentina, South Hemisphere, July is the middle of winter, so the change of weather was definitely a nice thing, especially because a lot of the people that attended these marches were people that had AIDS, and for them, the cold weather was not ideal. But that's it. That was the history of pride parades here in Argentina. I hope you like this. This is definitely a different kind of video, you know. It's the first video I really scripted. Most of the time when I do the TV shows, or the story, I just write points and then try to remember to talk about them, which is why most of the times the videos look kind of weird, like my points and ideas at all very dispersed, and some other times I just talk and don't make a point because sometimes I just get distracted or never made a point. So it was fun doing that little sketch thing. How often will I be doing this series? I'm not sure yet. You can leave in the comments if you want me to talk about a specific thing from your country. I'll be pleased to do it. But yes, that's been all. I hope you liked this video. As always, remember you can leave a like, subscribe, comments. It will really help me. You can follow me on my social media. I'll leave the thing in the description. And remember to stay safe. It's still required to wear a mask, so wear a mask. Stay hydrated. Goodbye.